Ba-da-da, I wanna be the very best. Da-da-da, no one ever was. Bam, 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 bam. To catch them is my real test. To train them is my cause. Can I be honest with you guys? I'm kind of bored with Pokemon. You see, I've been playing Pokemon since the very beginning. Back in '98, I was there with Pokemon Red and my matching red Game Boy Color, trying to collect them all, take down Team Rocket, and be crowned Pokemon League champion. And now, 20 plus years later, it just doesn't feel the same. Now you may be saying to yourself, well of course doing the same thing for 20 plus years is going to get boring after a while. But that's the problem. Pokemon has essentially been the same for 20 years. Since Gen 2, it's been more or less, pick a starter that's either fire, grass, or water. Take down an organization bent on world domination. All of which basically use the same Pokemon. Collect 8 gym badges and take on the Pokemon League. Oh, and here's a legendary that you'll be able to get near the end of the game while also learning about this area's lore. Go nuts. But hey, starting with X and Y, they started having your friendly rivals constantly pop up and drown you in exposition that disrupts the game's pacing and makes you feel bored. Shit, no, that's a bad thing. How about in Pokemon Black and White, how they changed up the villain's plans from world domination to wanting to see Pokemon treated as friends and equals and not just tools for battle. No, wait, it turns out that the villain N is actually just a tool for an even eviler villain who wants world domination. God damn it. Don't get me wrong, I don't believe any Pokemon game is what you would consider a bad game. It's just that after you've played one, you've kind of played them all. And with each installment, you kind of have to ask yourself, what more am I getting out of this? But you also have to ask, what more are they offering? Because I wouldn't say that Game Freak isn't trying to change things up, especially when you consider that they have a formula that has worked for 20 plus years. Sure, they have fans that will get bored and leave, but then the next group of kids comes along for their first Pokemon game and get to experience the fun that we had with our first. The demand is unwavering, yet you can see that with each installment they are trying to change how Pokemon works. May it be with better graphics, more Pokemon, new forms for Pokemon that we've loved since the beginning, or even a 4th evolution line that weirdly makes me feel like I'm playing a Digimon game.
Agumon, what Digivolve?
But I think some of their biggest changes came with the newest installment, Pokemon Sword and Shield. The whole time I played these games, it felt like Game Freak was crying out for change, only to be shackled to a past formula that has worked for so long. They gave us an antagonistic team in Team Yell, but toned down their role and made it so you only battle them really a handful of times. The 8 gym battle formula still exists, but became a more thrilling and memorable experience by having it take place in a crowd-cheering arena. Even the journey of learning about the area's lore while hunting down the game's designated legendary ends up happening in the background. In the background. Seriously, there's a moment in this game where an explosion happens and the side characters go, don't worry about it, we'll take care of it. And you just go about your day. You don't even, there's no like, oh man, I better go make sure they got it. No, you just go about it. You don't help them. You don't even help them. It's crazy. And also, kind of makes the plot of the game shit since it's all told through other people instead of being experienced, and you really only take part in the actual plot at the end of the game, which by then you're kind of like, cool, whatever. The point being that you can tell that Game Freak was really trying to change things up for these games as a whole, and not just with the battle systems. And I for one really appreciated their attempts, even if they kind of fell flat. It shows promise for the next installment in the series, which as of the time I'm writing this, just dropped a very promising looking trailer. But it's still too early to tell where they're going with it. For starters, Pokemon Arceus looks as though it will expand on the wild area from Sword and Shield to finally give us the open world Pokemon game that we have been begging for years. On top of that, this game appears to take place at a time before there was harmony between Pokemon and people, meaning that these deadly wild creatures we've been cuddling for years are finally gonna go rabid on us, and I am here for it. I love the concept that Pokemon in a Pokemon game are the real enemy. So let's hope that they stick with that and don't make the enemy just some dickhead looking for world domination, which would be a super nice change of pace. I'm genuinely excited, but also I'm staying very weary, because though there are some changes I'd like to see happen in Pokemon, it just isn't good business to fix what isn't broken. But if you'd like to indulge me, here are some changes I would like to see happen in Pokemon. You can feel free to skip this part if you'd like, but I've talked a lot of shit on a game series many people love, including myself, and what kind of person would I be if I didn't offer up some solutions? So here are a few things I'd like to see in the upcoming games. For starters, let's talk about combat. As I stated before, there have been clear attempts to change up the combat throughout the series, may it have been through Mega Evolutions, Gigantamax, or even the perspective change that Arceus seems to be offering. But what I would really love is for them to add another layer to the combat that's akin to what Final Fantasy is now doing. You see, much like Pokemon, the older Final Fantasy games started out as being a simple turn-based combat. But after you do that for, I don't know, the 100th fucking time, it tends to get really boring. So when they remade Final Fantasy VII, they updated its combat system in a way that I loved. You still got your usual attack combos and such, but now you're in an open area where you're free to run around, dodge, and strategize how you want to use said combos. This made the combat system not only a little more challenging, but also completely immerse you in it. When I streamed this game, I often found myself in long moments of silence as there were boss battles that sucked me in so much that I forgot I was even on camera. And I think if Pokemon were to implement a system like this, or even close to this, it would be a game changer. They've already started to play with the idea of Pokemon Go with its dodge feature during raids, and I'm just saying, maybe go a little bit harder with it. The next thing I'd like to see may be a little controversial, so if you haven't clicked away yet, hear me out. I don't think we need any more new Pokemon, at least for the next couple of games. If you're the type of player who likes to catch them all, then this will probably piss you off, but I think they should probably just get us to 1,000 and then fuck off for a bit. It's no secret that it's a constant joke amongst Pokemon fans that they seem to be running out of ideas, cause, I mean, come on, fucking keys? But that aside, do we really need more Pokemon right now? Like, I find myself catching Gen 5 Pokemon I've never seen before and thinking, hey, this is new. There's so many right now. And all I'm saying is maybe take the next couple games up. You know, give us all the Pokemon in the game. You know, the next game, give us all the Pokemon. Not like, ooh, we'll give you something. No, none of that bullshit. Give us all the Pokemon. And if you want to make a, you know, an ancestor form like it seems they're doing in Arceus, or even change up how they look like they did in Sun and Moon, do it. But take the next few games to get your shit together and come up with some really amazing Pokemon. I really think that in the end, it would be a big win for everyone involved. And while we're at it, can we switch up the starter types? I am so sick of fire, grass, and water. Wouldn't it be cool to have something like, I don't know, like steel, fairy, and fighting, or literally anything else? I'm just tired of it, all right? Anything else, just change it, please, all right? I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. I'm not going to super focus on this, but change it, okay? The last thing I'll talk about, because this video is already way longer than I intended it to be, is that I'd like to see a shift in focus that goes away from the lore and legendary Pokemon. This may surprise some of you, because if you've seen my Zelda video, and maybe if you haven't, you can check it out after this, wink wink, you know I love video game lore, and in real life I'm a big history fan. But for Pokemon, I'd like it if they didn't put them on the main stage anymore. That's not to say to get rid of these things altogether, but since Gold and Silver, you've been guaranteed to catch a legendary Pokemon, and it feels cheap. Like, this is a legendary Pokemon. Tales of it have been spoken for hundreds of years, and you just stroll along and pick it up in passing on your journey? That's so dumb. But this is why I love the original Red and Blue games, because though legendaries were present and obtainable, you had to work for them. You didn't just come across them in your journey, you had to explore the world and investigate rumors that characters would tell you about. And not to get unfairly nostalgic on you all, but this was pre-internet, so a lot of those rumors were amongst your friends. Shit like, oh, if you could glitch through Bill's house, then you can catch a Mew, or if you beat all the people on the SSAM without fainting, then there'll be a truck, and if you move it, Mew will be underneath it. This is what I want in a Pokemon game again. I want those mysteries and little rumors that are whispered amongst the community. I want people to get excited about exploring every nook and cranny to find the secrets in the game. It makes catching them all fun instead of the chore it's become. And at the end of the day, isn't that what this is supposed to be? Fun? I guess what I'm trying to say with all this is that for a game series that revolves around evolution, it seems to do very little of it itself. Which is a shame because there are so many different ways that could give us an even more amazing experience. From Mario Odyssey or Breath of the Wild to Final Fantasy, we have already seen how well received change can be when it comes to long-standing franchises. Is it a risk? Yes, without a doubt, and I understand that. But without change, more and more people like me are going to come along, and then it's only a matter of time before the thing we love is gone for good. But who knows, maybe Arceus will surprise me. Maybe it's everything I could ever wish for in a game, and honestly, I kinda hope it reinvigorates my interest in the series, and marks the next step in Pokemon's evolution. Whoa! Thanks for listening to me rant about Pokemon for almost 10 minutes. If you enjoyed this video, maybe check out that Zelda retrospective I did on the link to the left. If you enjoy streaming, hey, I do that too. Check out the link in the description below. We'd love to have you there. Once again, thanks for watching. See you later.